Hey guys, MTash here, and I made a thread the other day on Twitter saying post your highest stat rolls in a single stat, as well as your best overall armor, so we can see, well, what can they roll at? And I was actually really surprised with the results. It's higher than I thought it was, and some of the stats can get crazy rolls on it, like up into the 30 range. Now, Infinova here, my boy Imphy, little baby dick Imphy. It's an inside joke on that one. He's got 25 resilience and 19 intellect on this. So his other stats are pretty neutered, but even at a 57 overall, he has two very high rolls. Now, if he was to get like a 65 roll, then some of these other stats would be a little bit stronger, but at 57, he's got like two banger stats, and at the time, this was the highest stat that I've seen. 25 is 2.5 levels for any stat in the game. That is a lot of power to have, and if he was to masterwork, intellect would jump up another, and this would get into the 69 range. Nice. Nice. 69? Hell yeah. But we're not done yet. This one has some pretty cool rolls, but the overall, not the best. Let's keep going. Look at this bad boy. Now this is more of an average set overall. It's got a good average of stats. 3, not the best, but 18, 14, 14, 14, and then a 2. But a 65 overall. So at the time, this was the highest one that I had seen. I have never gotten anything above 61. And so 65 at the time was the highest, but it's about to get trumped again. Now the thing I noticed is this is an exotic helmet, and another piece that's higher than this is an exotic as well. It's a helmet, but I don't think it matters. I'm starting to wonder if exotics have a chance to roll higher because they don't have that final mod slot, but I can't be sure yet because there just aren't enough pieces of gear to look at and enough data. So if you go down here, this Eye of Another World has a 28 in strength, 2.8 levels, almost 3 levels on one stat. Now you gotta neuter a couple other ones like Discipline and Intellect, but 28? That's crazy. And so it's making me wonder, is there an upper limit to this? Is 30 the limit? Is 35 the limit? Could you technically have terrible stats and everything and get 40 strength? I don't know. I really have no idea. There's going to have to be a lot more testing, so if you have some crazy roll in the comments section, you can let me know. But this is a pretty cool piece of gear. 67 overall. That is the highest I have seen, period. 67, right? Now, someone claimed in the comments of this that they got a 70 piece without a mod. And that's the thing, is it has to be without a mod. This has no mod equipped. It's 67. He actually made like a little video showing it has no mod and it's still at 67. So that would go all the way up to 79. And then if he was to put a mod in it, 89 overall stats. That's double. That's double one of my worst ones. My boot slot is like a 46. Holy cow. That is nuts. Now, I've seen a lot of 64s. We've seen some 65s. Oh, wow. Damn. This guy's fine as hell. Look, look at that armor. He's got 1 mobility. But there's like a lot of 64s, 65s, 63s. So here's my advice for you, my brother. Oh, whoa. I just realized that one's a 30 roll. So you can get 30. I knew I was saving this one for something. He did get a 30 roll, and there's no mod equipped on that. It would say that there was a mod equipped if it was. That's nuts. That's nuts, boys. 30! And on a good stat, too. That's pretty crazy. So, this was the highest that I saw. 30 on a base stat, and 67 overall. So if you're getting into the 60 range, and you have like a 25, 26, 27 on a stat, you probably want to hold on to that because it's kind of a specialty niche item. If you've got a huge strength bonus on one, you might want to keep it just in case, or a huge grenade bonus for discipline, you might want to keep that piece. But overall, if you're getting into the 64, 65, 66 range, you're at like God roll already. If you get 67, if you somehow get above it, you are in, oh my God, you have the best item in the game territory. Okay? If you're above 60, you're probably okay holding on to it, and you're probably okay masterworking it at this point. Because as I said before, if you masterwork every piece of gear, you're essentially jumping up another level on all of your stats. And so if you're trying to push the harder content like raids and nightfalls, and you have a piece like this, just masterwork it. Work on getting the materials to masterwork it if you can. It's expensive. It's going to take you some time. But if you can masterwork these pieces, they're going to be very, very valuable. This is pushing it into 73 overall stats once you masterwork it. If you add another thing on there, you're getting into the 80s, 83 overall stats. And that's going to start unlocking some stuff. That's going to be bringing down your cooldowns. And so I'd say pretty much anything over 60, you're in good territory. If it's 63, 64, 65, brother, just masterwork it. Just use it for now. Nothing's going to beat that for a long time until you get lucky. Like, you have to literally roll that slot with an upgrade and in the stats you want. It's not going to happen that often, right? You're going to have to do raids. You're going to have to do, like, nightfalls. Getting stats like that are few and far between. I've only gotten a few pieces over 60 at all, and I've done a lot of raids. So make sure that you're looking out for this overall stat roll. Make sure you're looking at these big ones, right? There's some pretty cool ones in here. Oh, that's old. That's Destiny 1 stuff. If you're getting into this range, 55, with some big rolls like this, you can hold on to it. You can absolutely hold on to it. But you're missing out on like 10 overall stats. And 10 overall stats, if it was on something like mobility, is a whole other level. Or if you got 8 here and another 2 here. Like, these stats, it might not seem like that big a deal, but let's do the math on it, okay? Let's say you've got 5 pieces. Well, I guess let's say 4 pieces at 55, okay? You got 4 pieces at 55. What is 65 minus 55? Oh, not 555. It's 10. It's 10. And what is 10? That's a level. That's a level. Now you're getting a level somewhere on every single piece. That is 4 levels. If those were all concentrated in strength, that is 4 strength levels. You're going to be cutting your cooldown in like almost half with those extra strength levels. If it was all in intellect, if it was all in discipline, the amount of value that 40 points is going to go into your character is nuts. It's nuts. Okay? Especially if it's the early levels, because you get the most value for the early levels. So let's say you focus your entire build on strength. You got 8 in your strength, but your intellect sucks because you got a bunch of pieces like this. Well, if you find a couple more pieces in the 65s, they've got some extra intellect here and there, those values are going to be so much more worth it. If you can just get 3 or 4 in every stat and then max out a couple that you really like intellect, you're going to be golden. But that's only going to happen if you're getting higher than this. 55 is okay. 55 is a fine piece of armor. But if you can get above 60, especially into the 65 range, you are laughing. And that should be a locked piece of gear. It should not be infused. It should not be deleted until you've got hundreds of them and you're swimming in them. Okay? I need to make sure you understand how important these rolls are. Because if I see one person infusing a 65 chest into something because it's higher power, I'm gonna... That's right! I'm gonna scream! I'm gonna rage! Okay, dudes? Don't do it. If you got a 60, cool. I think I've got my point here. Oh, that's a nice piece of armor. Intellect, recovery, resilience, a little mobility. Damn! Alright, I'm going to go look through the rest of these just for science purposes, but I think you get the idea. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye. So getting raid gear is going to be one of the best ways to get these stats, but it's come to my attention just through some of the posts and the thing that the season pass gear also has some very good potential stats on it. And I want to talk about the season pass gear because people might not notice that as you level up your season pass, I'm already at level 75. Wow, I didn't realize I was that high. You start getting these boosters. Now, these boosters allow you to get items that start with higher energy capacity. So if you're going to get a helmet that was 5 capacity at the start, it will come with 6. If it was going to come with 6, it would get 7. And that's actually pretty good to save some materials. Epic Games, get the hell out of here. But the big one is something like this, Crucible Armor Scroungers. So at level 63, grants a chance to receive an additional Season Pass Legendary Armor drop from completing Crucible matches. Now this is important because if you're playing any activities that have these Scroungers, you have a chance at getting a roll. It's going to come with higher energy, and the base stats on them can be very high. I've seen as high as a 64 or 63. Now, it could probably go higher. If it's getting into that range, it means that it would be considered a pinnacle item, because I haven't seen anything other than raid gear for the most part, and this armor above 60. And so if they're getting into the 63, 64 range, and you can now get them with Crucible Armor Scrounger, there's the Gambit Armor Scrounger, there's Strike Scrounger, you can actually farm a lot of these armor pieces and hopefully get the god rolls. And you don't have to do pinnacle activities. So this is probably going to be good for newer players or players that don't have a bunch of, go-to gamer fire teams that can do a raid with. If you don't like doing LFG stuff, you can still play activities and you can still get the good rolls. I thought I would add this because I think it's important, and I don't want you guys to feel like your gear is never going to be as good because you can't raid. You can still find awesome stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay, now I'm done the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.